Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to convert the shopping website that we created earlier with React.js into a React Native application. We are going to learn so many stuff. We are going to learn about React navigation, the FakeStore API, how to fetch data, how to install dependencies in React Native. I'm going to show you all that. Make sure you stick until the end of the video, and if this is your first time watching, make sure you subscribe and also hit the notification icon so that you don't miss anything. And finally, if you want to motivate me more to create such content for you, make sure to become a Patreon. I will leave a link in the description below the video. Let's now start creating this amazing project. Alright, so as you saw in the intro, I have a React Native project running. I have created a project with npx React Native in it. You can see the instructions about React Native installation and overall setup in the React Native docs. I will not cover this in this video. I believe you are already familiar with how React Native works a little bit, and you have created at least one project with React Native. So just to mention this is not towards complete beginners. All right, now I have the project running on iPhone 13 emulator on the right side, and the code is on the left side. To start the project, I have just typed npx React Native start. That has started a Metro server. We can see it right here, and on a separate terminal I have just set npx React Native run iOS. Well, if you are building for with a Windows machine, you will run on Android emulator, so you have to say npx React Native run Android. So what we're gonna do now, we will clear up this component inside app.js, and we will start installing some dependencies that we will need. First, let's start with dependencies. What we will need now is this React navigation. So I'm gonna click on the read docs, and we will learn how to install it. So here we can see in the docs that we have installer required packages in your React Native project. So we have to copy this right here, npm install react-navigation/native. So let me do this. I will open another terminal right here, and I'm going to say ls, and I'm going to say cd shopping app. Then I'm going to type ls again, so we are inside the project directory, and I'm going to say npm. I'm going to just copy and paste this, and I'm going to hit enter. This will start installing this dependency, and while it's being installed, we can see what we need to do more. Installing dependencies into a bare React Native project. We will also have to do npm install React Native screens, React Native safe area context. This is mandatory, okay? So let's also copy this link and install once we have this installed. Okay, so let's wait. I have a slow internet connection, so it might take less time for you. So I'm gonna wait, and I hope it's gonna be installed. Alright, so React navigation/native package has been installed, and now what we're gonna do is we will also install this dependency right here, React Native screens, React Native safe area context. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it as well, and I'm gonna hit enter, and that's gonna start installing it. After that, we will continue. Here you can see that if you're running React Native 0.16 higher, linking is automatic, so you don't need to run React Native link. If you are on Mac and developing for iOS, you need to install the pods via CocoaPods. Okay, we will do this in a moment. Okay. Then we also have something more here. We have to install also this npm install React Navigation native stack. Okay. And after that, we are going to install React Native bottom tabs. Okay, so I'm gonna also install this. npm install React Navigation native stack. Okay, let's come back, and here let's type bottom tabs. Okay, and we can see that we have material bottom tabs available to us. But should we use material bottom tabs? Let me see what else we have. What else? What else? Okay, let's use material bottom tabs. So what we're gonna do is we will copy this command right here, and I believe with this we will be all set. That one uses React Native vector icons. Okay. All right, we're gonna try. So come back here, paste this. All right, we have this installed. We're gonna say also npm install AXIOS. Okay, and we have 3 packages added. So now let's run. We are inside the project directory. Let's run npx pod-install to install the pods. All right, and now we can just exit this terminal, and here we will have to restart our server. So not the server, but the emulator. So I'm gonna minimize this for the moment, and I'm gonna say npx react-native run iOS. This will start building the app again, and that will ensure that we have already everything that we installed set up and we can use it inside the project. So let's wait until this is built. We're not going to see any change in the screen. We haven't changed anything inside the code, so we should be seeing the same screen again. All right, meanwhile, what we can do, we can explore how to use this navigation. Okay, so here we can see that we are importing create material bottom tab navigator, and then we say tab. Okay, we can see some props. Okay, we have an example right here how to use this. Okay, okay, we can see that we have successfully launched the app on the simulator, and now I'm gonna do a clearing of everything here. So I'm gonna delete the styles inside this return. I'm gonna delete everything. Okay, and here also I will delete this, everything from here, import, delete, okay, remove this node, remove this, make it an arrow function, and let's return a view right here, and also let's return text. So we can type React Native and let's save. Colors doesn't exist, okay, because we have this, and it's dark mode, remove. Now we can see React Native here because we don't have any safe area. Okay, that's fine. Let's also clear up everything else from here. Okay, now we can start with the bottom navigation. So we will have two screens, products and categories, and I will see if we have time we can add third screen, let's say for favorite products or carts. Okay, now what we're gonna do inside this shopping app, we are going to create a folder called source. Okay, and inside this source we're going to create a component. We're going to create a folder called components. So components, okay, and inside the components we'll create the two screens that we'll have. So components, and one file here inside this components folder called home.js, and one more categories.js. all right, so let's create a basic template for React Native. So I'm going to say import React from React, okay, import React from React, import style sheet view safe area view from React Native, and here we're going to say const styles to equal style sheet dot create. Here we will style this component, and that's an empty object usually, and we have also root, and we can say flex 1, and then later when we assign this root to the safe area view or view, that will take the whole screen. So you'll see this, and then we're going to say const home equals an arrow function, and here we're going to say return safe area view, and here we will have also view, and maybe we can do text to see that we have this component. I'm gonna say home right here, and then I'm gonna say export default home. All right, and for this safe area view, I'm gonna say style to equal styles.root, just like this, and you're gonna see that now. Okay, no, not now, when we import the component. So let's leave it like this, and let's also copy this template and paste it to the categories, but here let's change the home to categories, and save. All right, now we still see React Native because we haven't touched the app. So let's come back inside the browser, and let's open another tab, and let's say React navigation again, and read the docs, and here come back, and what we have in order to have navigation in your React Native application, you have to use a navigation container. You have to wrap your app inside navigation container. Okay, so I'm gonna import navigation container from this right here, and I will paste it right here. And here inside the app, instead of returning view, I'm going to return navigation container, just like this. Navigation container just like this. All right, let me see. Okay, this is recording. Then we can see an example of creating a native stack right here. But we will not have native stack, we will have bottom tabs. Okay, so all we need to do now is import those. So import create material bottom tab. So those two imports right here, we're gonna copy and paste them right here. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna say function my tabs, and we will copy this template. Come on. Okay, we're gonna copy this template and we will paste it. What we can do? Okay, we can say inside the components here, we can create another component called tab navigation.js and paste this. However, we'll have to import also everything else on the top right here again, and whatever we did in the app.js will not be relevant anymore. I'm so sorry for this. I just changed my mind while coding. I just want to make it optimal for you. So here we don't need those two imports, but we will need the tab navigation. Right here we can see tab.navigator, tab screen will have, okay, export default my tabs. So export default my tabs, and we're gonna say const my tabs equals an arrow function and return this component. Okay, create material bottom tab navigator. Okay, we're gonna import those two components. So import home from /home, and also import categories from /categories, just like this. And here initial route name will be home. We're gonna call this home. Backstar tomato tab screen name, we're gonna call this home again. Component will be home. Options, tab bar label home, tab bar icon home. Tab.screen, another screen. This is for categories, and here the component will be categories. Tab bar label, categories, and here we can change the icons later. All right, we don't need this additional tab, so I'm gonna delete this. And with that, why it's complaining here? Unexpected. Okay. Okay, why it's complaining? React must be in scope within JSX. Okay, So we need to import also React. Import React from React. All right. Now we can see that it's not complaining anymore, and we will import my tabs right now. So I'm going to say import my tabs, and we will paste this as a component inside my tabs. Navigation container, I'm sorry. Bam. Okay. All right. Oh, what we have now, if we open the emulator, we can, unaccustomed material design icons. Okay, we have a problem with material icons, and I know why is this. But we can see that it's switching, so home categories. Maybe we can do another build. So I'm going to say npx pod/install. Okay, let's come back to the documentation. And it's taking a little while because this is hard actually to every installation that you do as a developer is hard, believe me. Sometimes you are dealing with a lot of stuff and you need to be sure everything you're doing is correct. Let's see. The API also requires that you install React Native vector icons. Let's click on this link and let's see. Again, I'm having some issues with my emulator, with my internet connection. Come on. Okay. React Native vector icons. Please. Okay, the first link. And here we can see how to install it. Okay, let's come here. npm install /safe React Native vector icons for iOS. Okay. Let's copy this command. Copy this command and so npx React Native run iOS. Let me do another build before this. I believe we have to install vector icons, but let me just try something. Okay, open terminal. All right, so we will have to install everything. Okay. So let's see the shopping app again. Clear. and paste this. npm install -safe React Native vector icons. Install it, then come back in the installation guide, and for iOS, edit info list, and add a property called fonts provided by application or UI app fonts. Okay, paste this, copy this and paste it inside our info list. So go to iOS folder, to the shopping app and info list, and I don't know where. Let's see where to paste this. Key UI app fonts. Let's paste it here. Okay. Paste it here. Indent this a little bit. All right. Paste it, we have pasted, and then we have to do more. We have to, when using auto linking in your Xcode to build phases tab under copy bundle resources, add the fonts you have copied into the fonts directory. For Android, you can see how to install it. We're not gonna do it now. Let's see. In Xcode settings, in the build phases tab under copy bundle resources, add the fonts you have copied in the fonts directory. It will automatically add all fonts to build phases. All right, let's try a build again, and let's see if it doesn't work. We will open Xcode. Okay, npx pod clear npx pod install. Actually, we will have to open Xcode. We will have to open Xcode for sure. I think this is something unavoidable. Info list. What I'm gonna do, I will px React Native run iOS. I'm gonna make another build because the dictionary we added with the fonts, you see when I did this, there is no need to open Xcode. I just knew this, that after we do another build, it will be reflected. So now we can see home tab and categories tab right here. I'm so sorry for this mess, the overall explanation. I tried to explain you the best that I can do. Personally, I don't like installing new dependencies, new packages in React Native. I found this very annoying, but hopefully you understood what we need to do. If not, I will make a separate video again. In the further videos I'm making, I'm gonna explain everything in detail. But for now, our goal is to create this application with the 2 tabs and possibly expand it with one more screen in future videos. Okay. Let's go to tab navigation now, and let's change this background color to blue. So I'm gonna say blue, and let's change the active color to white, so FFFFF. Okay, and now we can see that we have a blue top bar right here with white icons, and we can switch between the two screens. All right, we will proceed with creating the login screen, and then in the next video we will create the home screen and category screen. Okay, so inside the components folder, I'm gonna create another component called login. So I'm gonna say login.js, and I'm gonna basically copy the same stuff from one of the components and paste it inside login, but instead of calling this home, I'll call this login. All right, and here what we will do also is should we do that with context? Tab bar navigation, we have navigation tab bar, or inside the app.js my tabs. Okay, let's do it or we can think about this later. Let's create the first two screens, and I'm gonna add the login functionality in the further in further videos. So inside the home, what we will do is we will import AXIOS. So I'm gonna say import AXIOS from AXIOS, and here I'm gonna import also some hooks like use state. So use state and use effect. I'm so sorry for today. I had a very tough day yesterday, and this morning I was thinking whether to film this video or leave it for next week, but I want to produce content for you every week. I don't want to delay things, so I decided to wake up although I was dead. And maybe this is reflecting on the video today, but let's continue working. Just wanted to clarify this for you. So import AXIOS from AXIOS, and here inside this home component we're gonna say use effect, and we will create the use effect template. For the moment it's going to be empty. We will also have some state, so let's say const products, set products, and that's going to be equal to use state, an empty array. We'll have const loading, set loading, that will be use state false by default, and we will use this loading boolean to display an activity indicator when we are fetching the data. All right, now that we have this, we can go into the FakeStore API documentation, and we can see this endpoint right here, https fakestoreapi.com products, and what this is returning is an array of products that we can see right here. Maybe we can copy and paste it inside the browser, and we will see our output here. Okay, there is a very cool extension called JSON formatter for Chrome. I can install it, add extension. Okay, and now if I reload this, we can see that it's now parsed and it's looking more readable. It's looking more readable. Go back right here and continue on the logic. Well, what we need to do when this component mounts for the first time, we need to set the loadings to true. So I'm going to say set loading to true. All right. Then I'm going to say AXIOS dot get, and I'm going to paste this URL right here. Okay. And that will return a promise. So I'm going to say dot then, and we'll have the response. And for the moment, we can say alert res.data to see what we have. Okay, simulator, hit this again. We can see object, 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 object. If we do JSON stringify this res.data, then we will be able to see it. Now we can see the data right here. It came to us successfully. All right. Okay, let's see once again. So we have ID. All right, res data. Once we have the data, we can say that catch. If we have an error, we can alert or console log this error, console log error. And finally, when we have everything fetched, we can say set loading to be false. Okay, but here inside this response, instead of saying alert JSON.stringify, we can directly say set products to res.data, just like this, and this will populate our array of products here. All right, I'm gonna reload this, and here I'm gonna import activity indicator. So I'm gonna say activity indicator. And I'm gonna delete that stuff right here, and I'm gonna say if loading is true, then I want a view, and inside this view I want to display an activity indicator. This activity indicator can be defined as self-closing component, and here we can say size 30, color, I don't know, let's say we want black color. Okay, if loading is true, we want to display this indicator, else we want to display null. Okay, you saw the indicator right here for a fraction of a second. It's on the top, but what we want to do is say loading container. I'm going to call this style loading container. Loading container will be loading container will have align items to the center and justify content to the center. Okay, and for this view, I'm going to say style to equal styles that loading container. It's still in the top. Maybe we can say also flex 1 to take the whole viewport. Now we can see it. It's here, but let's make it bigger. So I'm going to say 50 instead of 30. Still the same size. This is interesting. size. So let's see size. Small, large. Okay, so apparently we have to do large, not numbers. And now we can see that it's slightly larger. All right, once we have the data back, what we can do is say, I'm gonna import flat list right here. So I'm gonna say flat list, and here we will output another thing. So we're gonna say products.map. We will have an individual product, and for each product, actually that's not React, my mistake. We will render flat list. So I'm going to say flat list, and this flat list accepts props, and these are data. Data will be equal to products. Okay, data will be products. Key extractor, that's gonna be the element, and that's going to be the element.id. Okay, so element.id. And there is one more thing called render item, and that's going to be render item, which we'll create right now. So here below this AXIOS, let's create this const render item. And that's a basic component that accepts the item as a prop from the flat list, each individual item, and return a view with text. Let's say item dot, what else? Item dot title. Item.title, and let's see. So I'm gonna open the emulator, and now we can see all the items that we have, all their titles. This is great. However, what we will want to achieve is we will have the image on the left side. Oops. So we will have the image on the left side, and we will have the description and category on the right side, and the title also, and the price. So let's do this quickly. And how are we going to do this? So this view is the whole view for each item. The view that would be as a wrapper, I would say. So wrapper div, and here we will have another div, another view, sorry, not div. This will hold the image, and this one will hold the information. All right, so I'm gonna have a bunch of text right here. So text 3 times, and let's say for this one we will say backticks, and we can say title, or without backticks, we can directly say item.title, item.description, and item.price, just like this. And here, let's import the image from React Native. So I'm going to say image and render this image right here. So image, and in React Native, the source of the image. As we have a link, we can say URI, and we can say item.image, I believe. Yeah, item.image. Save. However, we'll have to give this image some styles in order to see it. So I'm gonna say image width 250 and height 250. Okay, image, and here for this image I'm gonna say styles.image. Now we can see the images, but I think they are quite big. And we can maybe reduce them a little bit. Let's reload this. Oops, I made a screenshot accidentally. I don't see the indicator anymore. Okay, instead of returning null right here, we'll return our flat list. So I'm gonna copy it, paste it. Okay, now you can see that whenever I reload, so I reload this and we can see the indicator for a moment and then the products. Okay. However, I don't like the size of this. Let's make them 200 by 200. Now they are slightly smaller. Let's try 100. All right, 150 by 150. You can play with this. However, we want the text to be next to the image. So for this wrapper div, what we can do, we can say wrapper, we can say flex line items center, flex direction row, justify content center, and assign this wrapper style to this div. So styles dot wrapper. Okay, and now we can see them. But it broke. Why it broke? Because we have to make sure that they're equal. So for wrapper we said this. We can say image wrapper. That's gonna be with flex 1. Text wrapper, and that's gonna be with flex 1 as well. Okay, and come back right here and assign those to these views. So style to be styles.image wrapper, and for this view, style to be styles.text wrapper. Save, and now we can see that they are slightly better. For each wrapper, we can say margin vertical of 10, and that gave a margin on the top and bottom. Maybe we can do 20. Okay, and now we can see each product. All right, let's do 180 by 180 for the image size. All right, so now it's looking slightly better. What we can do more? So this wrapper can have a border bottom border width of 1, border bottom color of D. And now we can see that we have a border between them. Let's see. For the I can say a little bit of padding, so 5 for padding. Okay, border width is 1. There should be border bottom width, so border bottom width of 1. We can see the border right here. For the wrapper, okay, I can say padding as well, so padding of 10. Now we can see the products next to the description. There's a padding inside this wrapper which holds the image and the information. And maybe between the texts we can also have some general margin. So I'm going to say text margin vertical of 5 and give this style to every text right here. So styles.text, styles.text, and again styles.text. All right, now we can see that we have a little bit of margin between the texts, and we have products. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Okay, let's make the background color of this root white. So I'm going to say background color hexadecimal FFFFF 6 times FF, because some of the images, they had some background and it was looking ugly, but we can see that some of the images are displayed broken. For example, this ring. Let's also Google something else. I'm gonna say React Native image, and let's see what kind of properties this has. So resize mode. Okay, resize mode, cover, contain, stretch, repeat. Then we can go to the image right here. So where's the image? Image is here, and I can say resize mode. Resize mode and cover. Resize mode is, we're gonna make this cover, and let's see how this looks. Okay, now we can see that once they are cover, contain. See the contain. Now you can see, as we set the contain, we can see the images looking better. You can try those out if you want, but this is basically making sure the aspect ratio is correct. Before it wasn't. There is also contain, cover, stretch, repeat, center. Play with those and see what they're doing, okay? Okay, so we have that, and we are ready to begin with the logic to display the categories, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I will change this home to be products, because I don't like this home thing. So I'm gonna say products, and here products, products, I can leave this. Now we can see products. Okay. Now let's display the categories. So for the categories, basically we have to do the same as for home, because we also have we are also fetching data. So basically I will copy the same code from home, but I will change slightly some stuff. Right here in the FakeStore API, I will go to get all categories, and we will see that we have an array of strings, only strings, which is okay. I mean, we're still going to fetch something. But here, let's change some stuff. So instead of returning home, as I copy pasted home, I'm gonna say categories, and right here we're gonna say categories and set categories. Okay, again we have the same logic. Set categories, render item, say area view data is going to be equal to categories, and the key extractor here will be just, I believe, the index of the element. Or just the element. Okay. Categories, and this render item will be just, let me see, wrapper. Let's see. Let's delete all these styles. And let's see. We have this view right here. And here we will have each category, but we'll make them as a chip. We'll make them as a chip. So here we'll say view, and here we can say text, and here we'll say directly item, just like this. Once we have this, we need to change the URL, get all categories, copy this URL right here, and paste it in the place of this one. Okay, paste, and now we can see the categories. That's great. And we can also, if we reload, we can see the indicator and then the categories. Okay, fantastic. Let's style this chip. So I'm going to say chip right here. Chip, or category chip. And that's going to be with padding, internal padding of 5. The background color will be tomato. Color is gonna be white. So hexadecimal FFF. Category chip text. Category chip text. That's gonna have a font size of 20 and font weight of bold. Okay, and for the text we're gonna assign this class. I'm gonna say styles.category chip text, and this will be style equals styles.category chip. Bum. 20 NS string gonna be converted to NS number. What? Ah, yeah, this one. All right. What we can do also, align item center and justify content center. Maybe also to ensure you can say text align center. Oops. What happened here? Okay. Bum, and now we can say margin vertical of 20. All right, and we can say border radius of, I don't know, let's try with 20. Now they're looking better. And let's just reduce the size. So width of 50%, what's that's gonna give? Now they are 50%, and we need to position this view, the wrapper one. So view styles the wrapper. So we need to create that wrapper. So wrapper, again, align content center, align items center, and that should position them in the center. Yeah, it worked. All right, so we saw how we fetched the data, how we installed packages, how we displayed the data, how we displayed the loading indicator, how we displayed the categories. I think this is enough for today. I would like to apologize for the mess up while installation and overall figuring out how to write the app today, because I'm doing this in live coding. I mean, I don't stop and record and then come back. I just do it. I record and I just do it on the spot. Like this is kind of live coding, although it's not live stream, it's still live coding. So I apologize for the mistakes that I'm making sometime. I know this is annoying for you. I have been through this as well, me myself. So apologies for this. If you liked this tutorial, make sure you leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts, like what can I improve when I am explaining you this stuff. Make sure just write a comment below, don't worry. If you liked it, make sure also give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe, recommend to friends, and I don't know what else. Thank you so much for watching. In the next video, next week, I will add one more screen. We will add a button right here, which will say add to cart, and we will use context to add the products to our cart. And also we will make sure that we have also login to make this app complete. And also you can play around with everything you need, like play with the style of the text, play with anything else. Make sure you make this app beautiful. I'm just making a basis for you, and you can continue at home anytime. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching once again. I see you again next week.